So I put the late it's only takes me because yes, 7 minutes. Everyone is on it, taking down.
We only have a Zoom right now. And everybody else for the team. Everybody's in the hallway.
Oh, yeah. Consider the text.
All right, everyone. Computers are working a little bit slow, at least on my end. So welcome to the 187th District Court. These are the rules of the 187th District Court. You are in a courtroom. I repeat, you are in a courtroom. Whatever you cannot do if you are in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom. If you behave inappropriately while you're on this Zoom and you're on bond, you will be required to enter into the courtroom and your Zoom privileges will be revoked. I repeat, if you are on bond and you behave inappropriately, your Zoom privileges will be revoked. Number one, don't drive in Zoom. You can't text in Zoom. Driving and Zooming is definitely a no-no. I don't want to be a cause of any accident. I don't want to be a witness to an accident that you're having while you're Zooming. To all the inmates and to anyone else on this Zoom, this is not a dating show. You are not allowed to use the chat box to pick up dates. And I know what you're probably saying, why would you say that? Well, trial and error and what is learned and what has been learned is people will use this to pick up dates. You want to pick up dates, you need to do that on your own time. To all the inmates at the jail, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. We will see you at a later time. To all attorneys, if you have an agreement with the state, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's the court coordinator. She will be listed on the screen as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address, and so will the prosecutors. To all of the defendants and those who are accused, your name will not be called. I repeat, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, that is because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom. Please be patient. As my mom always says, put some patience in your pocket, take it out as needed. To all of the attorneys, as you can tell, there are more attorneys than there are prosecutors. Again, be patient. If you want to Zoom in another courtroom and come back, you're more than welcome to do so. However, if you go to another courtroom and your name is called, you will be skipped over and placed at the end of the line. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a room. To all the defendants and those people who are accused of offenses, your attorney will probably want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak to you, which means they're going to want to go to the breakout room with the prosecutor without you first, and then they will call you to the breakout room when they need you in the breakout room. To all attorneys, the breakout rooms are like doctor's offices. When you get sent to a breakout room, consider it like being at your doctor. You think you're going to the back to see the doctor when the nurse calls you, but what is happening is your blood pressure and weight is being checked. So be patient when you get into the breakout room. If you have, you want a reset, you want a continuance, whatever you want that involves this court, please do not email, text, phone call Norma Ferguson, because I'm the only person who can give you a reset. I'm going to call the names of the attorneys. This is the order in which you will appear. Ron Ross, Veronica Legarati, Pat Hancock, Natasha Torres, Bud Rittenauer, Andrew Frolick, Carlos Martinez, Jay Norton, Roberto Garcia, Jonathan Chavez, Bo Woods, David Woodard, Alfonso Otero, Joseph Stetson, E.R. Baez, Marco Bass. Is there anyone's name that, John Young, anyone else's name that I have not called? Okay. So Ron Ross, If all of the attorneys could tell me the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence, that would be greatly appreciated. Ron Ross.
Yeah, Judge, I have two in the trial division, Gregory Morrison and Jesus Hernandez.
All right, I'm gonna see breakout room number 2.
Judge, that may not be necessary. Gregory Morrison, Tom got back with me 2 weeks ago with an offer. This is a lot of extraneous things. I've got to go to the jail. I've got 46 pages of logs of discovery items. That's over 1,000 discovery items. I've got to go through these things with my client to see whether the offer is something he would be willing to take. So Tom has given me an offer. I just have not, 2 weeks ago, I just haven't had time to connect with my client.
Just one
He's in
second.
jail. So I would like a recess.
Just one moment, please. Gregory Morrison, are you on the Zoom screen? Gregory Morrison? Could you unmute for me, please? Gregory Morrison. Unmute, press the space bar. It's the longest bar on the keyboard.
You have to hold it down.
I'm here.
The longest bar that's on the keyboard, press it and hold it down. Gregory Morrison.
Here.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Morrison, your attorney is going to get a reset. He'll go see you at the Bexar County Jail to discuss your case with you. You understand? All right, Ron, on that case, how much time do you need?
I would like to have 30 days.
Okay. Norma, I need a 30-day reset on Gregory Morrison, please.
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second.
And the other one is a Jesus Hernandez.
Just 1 second, one case at a time.
Sure.
August 12th, Judge.
All right, on Gregory Morrison, we're going to come back on August. What date, Norma?
The 12th, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on August 12th. Norma, you can let them know that 14I can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda, do you see what page that's on?
It's on the recall.
All right, thank you. And you've received all discovery, Mr. Ross?
Well, I've got 46 pages of items. I mean, I haven't looked at all of the many photos and stuff. I'm moving through it. I can't tell you. As far as I know, all that I need is there.
Okay. All right, your other client?
Jesus Hernandez. And what I would like on him, I've been given an offer on him also. I was appointed on May the 27th. That's about 6 weeks ago.
All right, what are you asking for?
I'm asking for a reset. I've got to meet with my client and go through the discovery and the offer. Maybe if I could come back August the 12th on him also.
Just 1 second. Where's your client? Jesus Hernandez. Jesus Hernandez.
Hopefully he's on. I talked to him this morning and gave him the ID number.
Your Honor.
All right, so on Jesus Hernandez, this is a 5th setting case.
It is, Judge, but I was just appointed on May the 27th. So, I mean, I need a little bit more time.
All right. Who was the previous attorney?
Do not know.
Linda Corley.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll give you your August 12th date for this as well. But when you come back at the next setting, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Understand.
All right, do you have anyone else with us?
That's all I have, Judge, today,
All right, you are excused and your client is excused.
and I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Veronica Legarati?
Yes, Judge, I have Joseph Anderson. It is a CTD case. They did give me an offer. We are requesting a trial. I believe you already gave us a plea deadline date. We're just waiting for a trial.
All right, where's Joseph Anderson?
He is on, I just saw him.
Here, Your Honor.
All right, who's the prosecutor on this?
You know, Judge, I wrote down their phone. Oh, Alexander Williamson is who I was conferring with.
Okay, this is what we're going to do because Alexander Williamson is no longer here. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2, and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the next person up is Pat Hancock.
Judge, I represent Jesus Mendoza. It's a murder case, regular trial division. I've been conferring with Mr. Nesbitt, so there's just a few matters of discovery that need to be reviewed with my client, and then Tom and I are going to talk about an offer, I think.
Okay, when you're on mute, Tom.
Correct.
All right, is this an off-docket matter that's going to be taken care of?
Yeah, Judge, we're going to work on it off docket. We have been and will continue to.
All right, is your client on bond or in custody?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
All right, let me see if he's on the screen. All right, Mr. Mendoza, can you unmute for me, please? Jesus Mendoza. Brittany, do you see him? He's listed, but I don't see him.
I don't see him.
All right, are you going to need to speak with your client, Mr. Hancock?
Judge, what I'll do is schedule a video conference with him through the jail, okay?
All right, Norma, can you let them know 16A can go back? He's not in his chair, though.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Norma, do you want to call Mr. Mendoza back for August 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds good, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you are excused.
I was like, okay, I didn't have a warrant or anything, you know what I mean? But he just.
So he's there now.
All right, Mr. Mendoza, your
Yes.
attorney is going to speak with you and set up a video conference with you off our docket schedule. So he'll get a chance to speak with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
And the police beat me up and I went to the hospital and everything for my.
All right, Brenda, what page is Mr. Mendoza on? Do you see him?
Page 12 at the very top.
Thank you. Natasha Torres,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning. Who do you have?
I have Mr. Carlos Javier Martinez. He is on the Zoom. This is a specialty cybercrime case involving 4 defendants. I think Ms. Altus was the prosecutor.
Yes, she's here. Is there anyone else who's here for that same matter? Any other defense attorneys on the same matter?
So
Right.
for Daniel De La Garza, Tasha Hoel, and Robert Gebbia.
Okay, so before we even do that, I'm going to need somebody to own up to the fact which co-hosts closed the breakout rooms. Who's going to admit to doing that? All righty then. Everyone, just take some patience out of your pocket because the breakout rooms are going to close in 15 seconds. I'm going to have to reopen them. And Brenna, we're going to do, what's the name of that game, Clue? Who was in the
Wasn't me.
library? Okay, Brenda, I'm going to say it wasn't you. You and I are going to investigate together.
I wasn't a co-host, so.
I'm not a co-host either.
Okay, so you guys can help with this. So Marcus, Elena, yes?
I was trying to send Oscar and Alfonso over to breakout room number 10. And then you call my name and I tried to get Alfonso.
It was
Okay,
Elena.
so Elena is going in a roundabout way saying she's responsible. We're putting you on probation.
I don't know enough to know if I'm responsible.
We're putting her on probation.
I wanted to close this screen that's right in the middle. How do I do that? I hit the X at the top.
It was Elena.
There we go.
Yeah, it was.
It was me because I hit close all breakout rooms. Yep. Yep. I did.
All right, Alfonso Otero, why is he going? If you go to breakout room number 10, please. Okay,
With,
Elena, don't
Oscar.
touch anything.
Nope.
All right, Natasha Torres.
I warned you the last time I was on here, I don't do Zoom very well.
All right, so Elena, you're with Natasha Torres. So I'm going to send her to breakout room number 3, and we'll see about the other defense attorneys that show up.
So Norma called me yesterday and said that Joel and Daniel De La Garza needed to be on and off super quick today. So I don't even know if they're showing up. But what I can tell you is that an offer was made on March 30th to all 4 defendants. So we've satisfied that at least.
Okay.
Happy to confer with Natasha.
All righty, thank you. If you go to breakout room, if you guys will go to breakout room number 3, please.
You want me to wait for your invitation?
You're a co-host. Should I
Can
remove your
can I
co-host?
take myself there?
I'll put you there.
Okay.
Hey, Elena, I don't blame you. I blame the other prosecutors. They should have helped you out with this. All right, Bud Rittenhour.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I am here for Reuben Garcia. It's a family violence case. I'm not sure if he's here. I see a jail window labeled Garcia, but nobody's in the chair.
Oh, sometimes it takes them a while to get them down. I'll send you to
Understand.
breakout room number 4. The prosecutor will meet you there. Andrew Froelich.
I was recently hired on John Guajardo. I'm replacing, where did he go? He was in the car. Mr. Baez.
How do you spell
I'm
that?
right here.
Yeah, I was hired on John Guajardo's case, and I just got hired, I think, Tuesday. When I put
All
in
right, so
my
Mr.
application.
Baez, you are no longer on the case?
Thank you, Your Honor. Can I be excused?
No, that's a question mark. I'm sorry, I have to start saying it. So you're no longer on the case? Question mark.
No, my client has requested that I file a motion to withdraw, so I have.
Okay, all right, well, we'll sign that. Andrew Froelich, safe travels. And Andrew, how do you spell your client's last name?
Guajardo.
All right, and his first name?
John.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Oh, Mr. Bias, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
You're
day.
welcome. All right, you too. Safe travels.
Thanks, Judge.
All right. Carlos Martinez.
Your Honor, I have Albert Limon, and it's a trial division.
All right. Is that Limon?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Your Honor, can we check to see if my client, he's supposed to be in the courtroom?
All right, they'll send me a chat if he's in the courtroom. I haven't received a chat to that effect yet. So once he gets there, they'll let me know.
Okay.
All right, Jay Norton. Jay Norton.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I'm here for James Terry. and he is on the Zoom and it's criminal trial.
Is that Terry?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll see you in breakout room number 7.
Judge, if Marcus Sanders is available, that's who we've been conferring with.
All right, before you go, I'll put in a request for Marcus Sanders. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome. Roberto Garcia. Roberto Garcia,
Sorry, Your Honor.
no problem. Who do you have?
Lonnie Hines. It's a trial issue. We filed a motion to withdraw yesterday at his request.
All right, we'll take that up in a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jonathan Chavez. Jonathan Chavez. All right, Bo Wood.
Top of the morning to you, Judge.
Hi, top of the morning to you.
I'm here on Danielle Lotta. It was a CTD from yesterday. They've dropped one of the cases, but I think I was talking with Hunter Morris, but he said he still didn't have enough information in order to make me a plea bargain offer.
I don't remember talking about this case.
Okay, well, what I'm gonna do.
Someone told me that yesterday. I didn't write the name down.
Well, I'm gonna send you to number 8 and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. David Woodard.
Good morning, Judge. I have 2 cases with trial division and 1 case is with David Martin.
Okay. Yeah, what are the names?
The 2 trial division cases are Alonzo Brown and Reuben Garcia.
All right, so we'll start with those because the line will only let me put so many names on the thing. Once you finish talking with CTD on both of those cases, come back and then we'll send family violence to you. I'll send you to breakout room number 9. Joseph Stateson.
Yes, Your Honor. Client will be Adam Gonzalez. I believe he's on Zoom. He has a criminal trial division case, and I believe today is a plea deadline, but I can confer with the prosecutor and then make an announcement after that.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Marco Bass. Marco Bass. All right, Kelly McGinnis.
Ma'am. Your Honor.
I'm here, Judge.
Yes.
I am here for Reynaldo Garcia, and I was trying to talk to Marcus. I think I had talked to him last time.
All right, I'll send you to number 12.
Thank you.
You were so close to being in the lucky breakout room.
Oh, man. And that was a good one for me last time. Can I wait?
And morning, Judge. I'm here. Marco Bass. My apologies.
Yes. Who do you have?
Jose Churibiatis.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a family violence.
I'll send you to number 13.
Your Honor.
All right.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. My lawyer is Marco Bass, right? And I hired a new attorney because I didn't feel like he was working on my cases.
Oh, here's the thing. Let me just tell you something right now. I don't allow people to speak badly about other people when those people are not on screen.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you've hired another attorney, who is that attorney? And when I say hired, because I've been a defense attorney and a prosecutor,
yes, ma'am.
People have a different definition of hired than what I have. So
yes, ma'am.
My question, who is that attorney?
Neil Kalfas.
All right, well, we're going to see if Neil Kalfas shows up. And so you actually went to Neil's office.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's on your case now.
Well, I had talked to him and he told me that he was going to file like for the bond and everything, so he could get on my cases.
Nope. Here's my question. Did you actually talk to him, and did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
actually hire him?
Yes, ma'am.
Marco, Mr. Jose Turabiates.
Yes, Judge.
Brennan, you knew that was coming, right?
Yes.
He's saying that he has hired Neil Kalfas's office.
Okay.
So if you'll just give me a chance to see what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, this is news to me. Alrighty, Judge.
All right, so if you can hang out for a moment. Jonathan Perez, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I got Brian Pinkney, Criminal Trial Division Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
All right, just one moment. Jocelyn Andrews.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Jaquin Alexander and Aaron Gordon.
All right, you say Aaron Gordon?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
And Mr. Alexander, is that criminal trial as well?
I believe he is family violence, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'll call you back, Sammy.
Okay, sounds good, Jocelyn.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room. Let me find it. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14.
14. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, is there a prosecutor available to take a plea that's involving John Young and his client?
Hunter was the one that had done the initial.
Sure, Judge, let me look at it. Is it Richardson?
Yes. And I can let you know what the plea agreement is.
If you recall, Your Honor, Hunter and I came on the screen indicating that he had left off one section that it was supposed to be deferred adjudication.
All right, if you can approach Mr. Young, please. All right, yes, he has placed in there that the state recommends deferred adjudication.
Yes.
Okay, so that's there. All right, so is your client here?
He is, Your Honor.
All right, if we can bring him up, please.
Small. Okay.
Meredith, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Everyone else who's not a part of this hearing needs to be on mute. Court is calling 2020 CR 7580, State of Texas versus Brandon Michael Richardson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
John Young.
And are you Mr. Richardson?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will note for the record that defense attorney and defendant are both in the courtroom. But however, the court is in chambers and the prosecutor is in their office upstairs. Is there any objections to this proceeding by video? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Richardson, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor,
Okay,
would add that I had to go over it with him. He had a very hard time trying to read it, so I've interpreted most of the documents in that file for him.
All right, thank you. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. And Mr. Richardson, if there is anything that you do not understand about any of these documents, please let the court know. Counsel, I'm showing you acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Richardson, did you review a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review a document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, it appears that you're proceeding on count 2 only. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we choose to waive count 1 and proceed on count 2.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Richardson, did you review a document with your counsel entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is and was.
Mr. Richardson, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Absolutely.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 2 only. There's a $1,500 fine to be probated, and state recommends deferred adjudication, and there's $57 restitution for laboratory testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places, or sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment, please. Marco Bass, are you here? Marco Bass, if you're here, your client did hire Neil Kalfas, so you're excused.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. We're back on the record. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged in count 2. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No
Any
objection, Your Honor.
objections? Mr. Richardson, did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call them, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of count 2. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I believe we could, Your Honor. Yes, we would waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. As I think I brought up several times, he is legally blind. Both he and his twin brother have a congenital disability, and he survives on Social Security disability payments and the kindness of friends. I had to pick him up today because one of those friends got tied up. She was one of the ones who was going to bring him here to court today. As yesterday, we had the same problem. That's why I was kind of aware that it might come up again today. I would suggest to the court that there would be very limited opportunities for him to do community service, but I'm sure that he would try to do whatever was within his capabilities. I would ask the court to go with either the minimum or waive supervisory fees, since he does survive on disability payments.
All right. Well, Mr. Young, that was nice of you to actually drive and pick up your client this morning.
Well, I wanted to be on time, Your Honor.
The court appreciates that. Mr. Richardson?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Your Honor, I would be probably positive.
All right. What are you going to be positive for?
I'm probably positive for probably meth.
All right. How often do you use meth?
Not that much, Your Honor. The reason my eyesight, like I said, is that my vision is I'm losing it every day. It hurts, very, very painful. I'm going to surgery here pretty soon to get my cornea transplant. Squinting, it allows me to have massive headaches, and the only thing that that does help is, unfortunately, is the amphetamine.
So you're telling me that you have pain and you went through the whole regimen of drugs that you can get off the street, and you went through marijuana. Am I right? Did you use marijuana?
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. That does not sit well.
So I mean, did you try cocaine?
No.
So you just skipped right over from marijuana to meth. You're like, let me try this. Let me try meth.
I've had my I've tried it, like growing up, whatever. But I really don't. No, I don't.
No, Mr. Richardson, I'm just trying to see what help I need
Yeah.
to give to you so that you be successful at this. successful on this probation. So I'm trying to get into your mind.
Right.
And then successfully get out of your mind, right? So I'm trying to figure out your thought processes. So you're in pain, you try marijuana, it doesn't work, you skip over all of the drugs and you go straight to meth. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically, I mean, it's not, I know it's not an everyday thing. It's not.
No, I just, Mr. Richardson, I just want you to answer my question. So my question is, you go from marijuana, you skip over all the other drugs, and you go straight to meth. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
What drugs have you tried?
I've tried marijuana. Never done cocaine, no. Heroin, no. Basically, that's about it, really. I don't drink at all. You know.
All right, I mean, so if you're tested today, you're telling me the only thing you're probably going to be positive for is meth.
Yes.
Because you know you're going to get tested today, right?
That's fine.
All right, so how are you? You're legally blind, is that correct?
Well, considered, yes. They dropped the legally blind, now I'm blind. But yes.
All right, and you can still do meth even though you're blind. You have the wherewithal to do meth, but you can't do community service.
I can get around and do, you know, I would say I could do community service. Yeah, I definitely could do that.
Do you have any children?
I have 3.
What are their ages?
One is 8, you got Sierra's 13, and then Seth is 6, and then Chase is 8.
Where are they living?
With their mom.
Okay. Are you in their lives at all?
Yes, I do. I pay child support.
Well, that's not being in somebody's life. That's supporting the children that were brought into this world.
Right.
How much money are you paying in child support?
500.
Well, for 3 children, that's really not a lot, but
Well,
that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So Karina Rodriguez, who is she to you?
I met her, and that was it. Nobody. No, I don't talk to her. I do not associate with her at all. It was just an incident that I needed a ride, and that was basically about it. So.
No, I read the police report. It's more than an incident where you needed a ride. So here's the thing. You've already pled to this. I've already found there's sufficient evidence of it. So now is not the time for you to mince words with me and be untruthful. Mm-hmm. Your relationship with her was more than just, oh, I'm outside, I hitch a ride with somebody, oh, I don't know what's going on. So you need to be honest with the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your relationship with her?
I met her once before. I thought she was cute. You know, we talked. That was it. Later on, we met at the house. She said that she liked jewelry, so I brought her to look at some jewelry or whatever. And then I asked for a ride home. Got in a fight with a friend at the house on an argument, and then so I got in the car. During the incident, when I got in the car, I was told I was asked several times if I wanted to really go and leave with her, and I said yes. And I ignored I guess the warning or whatever from a so-called friend, and so I got in the car still and was driving towards my house from that.
Where do you live?
I live off of Alexander Hamilton Drive. At the time, though, I lived off of 125 Lehmann Drive. And that's where I stayed at during this incident. That's where I was at, 125 Lehmann Drive. And I currently moved.
All right, this is what the court is going to order. 5 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine that will be probated, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Karina, Corina Rodriguez. Regular reporting to probation. You can do that by Zoom or in person. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. proof of SSI or employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider, or any employment involving minor children, parenting classes, random field visits 3 times per month, UA hotline. Do you have a phone, Mr. Richardson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's going to be the UA hotline. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Richardson needs?
You just need to add the 57 lab test.
All right, $57 restitution for laboratory testing. Mr. Richardson, is there anything else you need from this court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, Mr. Richardson. Everyone has problems. Some people are blind, some people can't walk, but they don't turn to meth. And if you're on SSI, I know you have access to plenty of hospitals.
Yes, ma'am.
Does your twin brother use meth?
No, ma'am. He's actually got his surgery. My surgery, the progression of it.
There you go. So that's what I mean. Your brother doesn't use meth, but you are. That needs to stop.
Yes, ma'am.
And the fact that you're paying child support, I don't know if that's true or not, but what I can tell you is while you're on probation, it's a rule that you pay your child support and support your children. But supporting a child is more than paying child support. It's being present in their life. And you can't be present in anybody's life if you're testing positive for drugs. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
And it will not be tolerated here. And if you can use drugs, because I know it takes a lot, were you shooting up meth or some other way?
No, ma'am. Just actually snorted it.
All right. If you can snort meth, then you can do community service hours, because it takes some skill, one, to put the meth in place for snorting. And if you can do that and not have full vision, you can do community service hours.
Absolutely.
All right, with that, I'm going to send you to a breakout room to speak with probation. Probation will go over conditions with you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Courtroom, if you go to breakout room number 1.
Your Honor,
Yes,
may I be excused?
yes.
And I'll
Thank
come
you,
back,
John.
and I'll be coming back here to get him later on.
Oh, John, you're so awesome. Thank you.
Judge
Now
and
approach him.
I are back from the breakout room. Elena.
All right, just one moment. Bo, I'll take you up after Elena, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, Elena.
Natasha and I are back from the breakout room and she had a request.
All right, Natasha, where are you and who is your client?
Good morning, Your Honor. Natasha Thurs on behalf of Mr. Carlos Javier Martinez, who is present on the Zoom.
Yes, what is happening with Mr. Carlos Javier Martinez?
Your Honor, I did file a motion which the court has granted in reference to a report that would help me to see if this case would subject him to immigration consequences. At this time, we're still waiting for the report. We would be asking for a reset. I'm still reviewing discovery. I have received an offer, and that is where I am with this case.
No, let's go back a little bit. So who is the immigration attorney?
Mr. Javier Maldonado?
Okay, so when is that going to happen?
I do not know, but I have discussed with Mr. Maldonado. I do not know, to be honest. I don't want to lie to the court.
All right, so let's do this. Call Mr. Maldonado, give him this Zoom link, and have him Zoom in here so we can find out when this immigration issue is going to result in a report or some type of evaluation.
Okay.
All right, thank you, because this case keeps getting reset. It was reset March 30th, then it was recalled May 4th, then it was reset to June 4th, then July 8th.
I know, Your Honor, and I will say I am also still reviewing discovery. There is an extensive amount of discovery. There's large amounts of surveillance video, and it's not an excuse, but I still am. So to be honest, it's mainly discovery review that's.
No, I mean, I understand that, but here's where I'm looking at. If you review all the discovery and we don't have an immigration update, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to tell me I reviewed all the discovery, but I don't have the immigration update. So we need to find out when the immigration letter is going to happen. I don't even know if your client has even spoken to Mr. Maldonado.
No, he hasn't. I spoke with Mr. Maldonado directly.
All right, so see, that's a problem because we don't even have him speaking to Mr. Maldonado. So I want to know, and you can either have Mr. Maldonado Zoom in here or you can call Mr. Maldonado. I want to know when the appointment is going to be with your client and when the court can expect a report. And then come back and the court will consider a date. Bo Wood?
Yes, Judge. I was here on Danielle Lotta.
Yes.
And she's present. Mr. Morris, the assistant district attorney, has just made me an offer, and I'm discussing with my client. I'd like a short reset if I could, Judge, so we can talk a little bit about the offer.
Okay. Do you need 2 weeks or more than that?
I think 2 weeks is enough, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Danielle Laura, can I have a 2-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Let's put it on. She can come back on the 27th, Judge.
Is that enough time? 27? Is that enough time for you?
Yes, it is, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Just 1 minute. Veronica Legarachi?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah.
I've spoken with Marcus and they have extended the pretrial diversion program to my client. So we would like the opportunity to submit the application for that program.
All right, Norma, on Anderson, can you have this recalled for a PTD update?
Yes, August 12th, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Judge, can I jump in front of Oscar?
just give me 1 moment. Brenda, do you see Mr. Anderson on the docket?
He's on page 7, Judge.
Thank you.
Hey, Bud raised his hand on the computer first before Oscar. He's doing it right.
Bud
Thank you. Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I have conferred with the prosecutor. I believe Reuben Garcia is now present at the jail. I think it's 187-16E. Mr. Garcia, if that's you, would you raise your hand? That is. May I be in a breakout room with him, Judge?
Wait, you say, what is your client's?
It's labeled 187 Garcia 16E.
Okay, 16E. Just 1 second. All right, Bud Ridnour, you are in room number 4. Mr. Garcia, if you could go to room number 4, please.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Andrew Froelich.
Yes, Judge. I have conferred with Joe Ray Garcia on Mr. Guajardo, and we are going to request a reset to further confer on this case.
Is your client on bond?
He's in custody, Judge. It might show bond, but he's got a blue warrant, so he's in a parole hold.
Brenna, do you see which page Mr. Guajardo is on?
Page 13.
So you received an offer, correct?
Not
Mr.
exactly,
Froelich.
Judge. No, I just got hired on it. So, and this is Joey's first time to take a look at it. So he said, we kind of have an idea of where we're going with it, but he's not made an actual offer yet. He's requesting us to do that. How about this? I will make sure we have an offer before we come into court next time.
All right. Norma, can you give Mr. John Guajardo a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, August 12th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on August 12th. Do you need to speak with your client?
No, I can arrange a jail visit with him. August 12th.
All right. Norma, he's 14P. Mr. Gallardo, your attorney says he will meet with you off docket. So he'll come visit you on his time.
Where is he?
He's somewhere on the screen.
Okay. Maybe
He's number 14P.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's there, but I'll meet with him. It's fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe excused.
Yes, you're excused.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andres Caven, when you have a chance.
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm here on Jesse Perez. We were set today on a motion to set bond for an MTR. I'm not sure if the court would like for me to confer first with the state.
Yes, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
CTD, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge,
Oscar Salinas, just a second. Oscar Salinas.
Thank you, Judge. Alfonso and I came back from the breakout room. He has an appointment with me this afternoon at 2:30 to view
Who's the defendant?
James Redden is the defendant. It's a child pornography case. He has 5 indicted cases.
Okay, Alfonso Otero,
Yes,
where
Judge.
are you? Hi. And is your client on bond or in custody?
He's in custody, Judge.
All right, so what is happening with this? You said discovery?
He's going to come this afternoon to view the discovery that I can't upload to Veripic or hand over. And at that point, I'm going to give him essentially a final offer on this case.
All right, Norma, can we give a 30-day reset? Is that enough time for both parties?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Reading, please?
Yes, it's August 12th, Judge.
All right, we will see you back on August 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
And on August 12th, Mr. Otero, what will end up happening is I expect the state to have already given you an offer. And then after that date, if you have all the discovery, state, I'm going to want a discovery acknowledgement filed. And then I'll give you a plea deadline date.
Okay, Judge.
All right, do you need to speak with your client, Mr. Otero?
That'd be helpful, Judge. And I have another case on the docket. It's a recall from Tuesday.
Just give me one moment. Norma, can you find out where Mr. Redding is? He's 16G.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, just give me 1 second, please.
Greg, I was actually referred to you by
And I'm going to give you these two. There's a copy chart. Oh, well, we'll see what happens, right? Thanks. Thank you. All right. Roberto Garcia.
Here, Your Honor.
You have a motion to withdraw Lonnie Hines.
Yes, Your Honor. When I showed up yesterday, I found out from the Mr. Saunders that he had understood that from some other information he got that Mr. Hines wanted to go ahead and change lawyers. So I talked to Mr. Hines and we discussed it, or we've had a lot of differences, a lot of this.
Well, we're not on the record yet. So let me ask you this. Are you appointed or retained?
Retained.
All right, Mr. Hines, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you planning on hiring another attorney?
Right now, at this time, I do not have money to hire another attorney. I've been in here 15 months. All this has been a big strain on my family. That was the last money that I had. The court also, well, not the court. The sheriffs, when they arrested me, took $2,400 from me.
No. Time out.
Okay.
Time out.
Okay.
I'm not here to speak about the facts of your case.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure your attorney does not want what you're saying the facts of the case are to be discussed at
Yes,
this
ma'am.
point in time.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just trying to figure out, one,
Yes, ma'am.
can you afford to hire an attorney? Yes or no?
No, ma'am. I've been here 15 months. No, ma'am.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Is there a prosecutor available to hear this motion to withdraw?
We were dealing with Mr. Saunders, Marcus.
Oh, let me see if there's a prosecutor available.
Judge, I can step in. No one else is here.
All right, thank you. Brenda, they do not have on the AC in my office. Can you believe that?
No, they sure don't.
I'm just thinking, what's going on? And you know, Brenda, if you're not going to have AC, then my motto is stop cutting down trees so we can have some shade. I'm just throwing that out there to anyone who cares. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 7819, State of Texas versus Lonnie Ray Hines. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Gregory Garcia.
Off the record for a moment. Mr. Otero, if you'll go to breakout room number 10, I'm going to send your client to number 10. Mr. Redding, if you'll go to breakout room number 10, please.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and we're back on the record for the defense.
Roberto Garcia for the defense room.
And are you Mr. Lonnie Ray Hines?
Yes, ma'am. I am Lonnie.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hines, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw as your attorney. Mr. Hines, do you have any objections to his motion to withdraw?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, what is the reason for your withdrawal?
We've had a lot of conflict, Your Honor. We've had a miscommunication between us. We're basically in two totally different camps. And that's primarily the problem. We had a lot of arguments of strategy. We had he's not listening, and I think we're just not understanding each other, Your Honor, and it's not helping him, and it's created a lot of problems for me. I may, I know he mentioned his finances, Your Honor. His family supported him here and there, but I know they're having a hard time also. So, they can't continue paying anything, and we could continue to work with the family, but it's sort of a bad position to put him in. I got involved with this case because I talked to his mother on the phone quite a bit, and she was a real nice lady, and we accepted the case on a low run, but this has created a lot of problems for his family, him, and me.
All right, State, do you have any objections to the defense counsel's motion to withdraw?
No, Your Honor, we just leave it to the court's discretion.
All right, the court will grant the motion to withdraw in both cases. The court will grant the motion to withdraw, even though the defense has only filed a motion to withdraw in 2020 CR 7819. There's also a 2020 CR 7820. Are you withdrawing in that cause as well, Mr. Garcia?
I am.
All right, and defense, there has not been a motion that has been filed in that cause number. State, do you have any objection for an oral motion to withdraw in cause number 2020 CR 7820?
No.
All right, then in both cause numbers, the court will grant your motion to withdraw. Mr. Garcia, you are no longer the attorney for Mr. Hines.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hines,
Yes, ma'am.
how long have you been in custody?
15 months, ma'am.
Okay, are you able to afford to hire an attorney?
No, ma'am.
And the court will note for the record that the defense counsel has stated that the defendant's family has had difficulty paying as well. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney, Mr. Hines?
Yes, ma'am. Or is there any way I could proceed pro se?
All right, Mr. Hines, let me explain something to you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why it is that everybody thinks they can be an attorney, right? So here's the thing. Let me explain to you, Mr. Hines.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
All right. Have you seen I hope everybody's seen Romper Room because they were real big on listening. So for some reason, everybody thinks that they can be an attorney. Honestly, I think they watch too many attorney series, The Practice, all of these different programs. But attorneys have degrees. They went to law school. They went to undergraduate school. The same way you would not tell a doctor how to operate on you. You shouldn't be able to think that you can just walk in and be an attorney, because here's the thing about representing yourself. That's you representing you. That's not you representing you and I'm helping you, or the state's helping you, or the state is going to treat you as though you were not an attorney. Because when you decide to represent yourself, that means you have to follow the rules, whether you know them or not.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't know the rules because you're not an attorney. So we're gonna, it's true. I speak truth. I don't sugarcoat it because this is an adult court. We're all adults here. I don't need to put, icing on top and candles to, make it go down smoother. That's just the fact.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to see about getting you a court-appointed attorney. We'll see who's on the wheel, and that will be your attorney. You will remain on Zoom, and we will get an attorney for you.
Are we going to do this today, ma'am?
That will be done today.
That will be done today.
And
okay.
Let me just tell you, this is an old case.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
allow old cases to sit around in the courtroom. So I'm going to give that attorney time to catch up and review everything. But at the end of the day, this is either going to result in it being worked out some kind of way, either through dismissal, either through a plea,
Yes,
or either
ma'am.
through jury trial. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Am I excused?
Didn't you say you have someone else, Mr. Garcia, on our document?
No, we don't, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Norma, I need a court-appointed attorney for Mr. Hines. All right, Bud Ridnour, your hand is raised. And then we'll go with Jay Norton.
Yes, Judge, I have met with Mr. Garcia. I think he exited the whole Zoom rather than just the room. We'd like a reset. I'm going to meet with him this weekend, review the offers we have. I'd ask for a 30-day reset. I understand it's been a while. This is a very old case. The offense is back in 2007, I think, and I was appointed last year. I'd like to talk with him by jail video.
All right, Norma, can you recall Mr. Reuben Garcia in 2 weeks? Were you given a new offer, Mr. Ridnour, or no?
I believe it's a new offer. I do not recall it before. And I would tell you, Judge, that I have just yesterday signed up for the the State Bar Advanced Criminal Law, which is the entire 2 weeks from now, 19th.
All right, then
to the
here's,
27th.
okay, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Ridnour. This case has been going on since 2019.
Yes, Judge.
And so we're going to recall this in a week because I gave you a plea deadline date of April 16th. I'm assuming your client didn't accept that, but I will extend the plea deadline date because you're saying it may be a new offer, but we're going to recall this back in a week and he can either accept it or not accept it. That's going to be his plea deadline date. And then after that, if he decides he wants a jury trial, we're going to give him a jury trial date. Norma, can we call Mr. Reuben Garcia for next week, please?
You said next week, Judge?
Yes.
We can do it on a Friday, the 16th.
All right, are you available on the 16th, Mr.
I'll
Rittenhouse?
make myself, I have another one, but I could make myself available, Judge.
Okay, all right, we'll see you on the 16th,
Yes, Judge.
and that will be the plea deadline date.
Understand.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Have you excused?
Yes. Jay Norton.
Hello, ma'am. I've conferred with Marcus Sanders. We have an offer, but we would like an opportunity. We have some materials that we would like to provide to the state, which hopefully will facilitate a better offer. And he is going to, after looking at our materials, if he deems it relevant, I think he will, he would like an opportunity to meet with the complainant in the case.
All right, Norma, on James Terry, can you give him a 30-day reset?
And Judge, I heard August 12th before, and I checked my calendar, and if that's good for the court, it's good for me.
Yes.
All right. All right, we will see you August 12th.
Okay, may we be
And
excused?
when you come back on August 12th, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date at that time.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm
Okay.
in touch with Mr. Terry, so I don't need to speak with him. He's on the Zoom, and I
All right,
hopefully heard
Mr.
all this.
Terry, you are excused, and Mr. Norton, you are excused.
Yes,
Roland
ma'am.
Garcia.
Thank you.
All right, Roland Garcia is not with us at the moment. All right,
Yes, Judge. Yes, I am, Judge.
yes.
Judge, I'm with you.
Who do you have?
Nancy Gonzalez,
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Your Honor.
All right. I will send you to breakout room number 16. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Carlos Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor. They have given us a plea and there's a deadline of July the 15th. And I'm okay with giving a short reset so that we can meet that deadline. We're gonna have to do something on it by July 15th, Judge.
All right, Norma, are you able to recall Mr. Albert Lehmann for July 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's your plea deadline date. I'll see you then.
Okay.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Okay, Judge.
Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, someone here from Neil Kappa's office? Jonathan Chavez. Is there anyone here from Neil Kappa's office? All right, I'll take that as a no.
Your Honor, could we make an announcement, myself and Jocelyn Andrews, on Aaron Michael Gordon, page 11 of the docket?
Gordon, page 11.
Like the printed page where it says page 11 in the top right corner.
Okay. Yes.
May we have a regular reset, please? There's one discovery issue. I'd like to just keep it sort of vague if I could, but
sure.
I made a phone call this morning. There is some follow-up information. I'm actively working on it with Ms. Andrews. But if we could, please, it's a second setting on bond. Can we just have a regular reset?
Yes.
And I will have that resolved by the next setting for sure.
All right, Norma, on Gordon, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, August 12th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on August 12th on Mr. Gordon. And is he
Your
on
Honor,
bond or in custody?
Yeah, on bond, Judge.
All right, Ms. Andrews, Mr. Gordon is excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and what is happening with Jaquin Alexander?
I have yet to be able to confer with anybody on Jaquin. I haven't spoken to anybody about him this morning.
All right, Joe Ray, could you meet with Ms. Andrews in breakout room number 14? Ms. Andrews, if you could go back to 14. All right, Joseph Statson.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I had to disconnect for Monica Godetto.
CPS case. I'm back. Her client here in the 187th, Adam Gonzalez. I have conferred with Marcus Sanders. We have attained trial dates that we went over, and we're selecting October 14th, 2021.
Just 1 second. All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Adam Gonzalez, where are you? Adam Gonzalez. Mr. Stateson, is your client on bond or in custody?
He should be on bond, and he called Monica before this hearing. Let me text Monica to get the number. If you could give us maybe 15 minutes before a warrant would be issued, I appreciate it, Judge.
Sure, no problem. Joe Stenberg. Joe Stenberg.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who's your client?
Alexander, first name Gregory.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Yeah, well, I think it's criminal.
All right, let me look and make sure.
Sexual assault of a child, but not a family member.
Yeah, I think that's family violence. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, Alonzo Brown, if you could go to breakout room number 9, please. All right, any other attorney? Kelly McGinnis, are you ready?
Yeah, sort of, Judge. I wish I would have gotten the lucky breakout room because it didn't work this time. Actually, Judge, I have a offer from Marcus that I need to convey to my client. He is actually extremely sick right now. I'm on the phone with his mom, and she's on the Zoom with him under Teresa, and there's no picture. She couldn't figure out how to turn it on. I was going to ask if I could get maybe at least a week so we could go through the offer together, come back when he's feeling better. She said he's throwing up nonstop. He can barely keep his eyes open. So I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm trying to talk to him actually in just a second.
Okay, Norma, can you recall Mr. Reynaldo Garcia in 2 weeks, please? Is that enough time, Ms. McGinnis?
That's perfect. Yes, that's enough time, Judge. And actually, I'm going out of town on the 27th. Is it before then? That's actually probably right when I'm going to be gone.
All right, Norma, can you put it before the 27th, please?
I can do the 26th, Kelly, or the 23rd.
23rd. Can we do the 22nd? Would that work or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And Judge, this is Paul Vasquez for Neil Kalfas. I understand you were just looking for him. I was actually walking back from your courtroom when you had called the case.
All right, it is Terry Beates.
Yes, Judge, and Neil was just hired yesterday. They emailed Norma the notice of appearance just a little bit ago this morning.
Okay. Just one moment. All right, Norma, on Terry Beates.
Yes, sir.
Can you give them a 30-day reset?
Yes, August 12th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you all back on August 12th.
Thank you, Judge. Jose, you can log off.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, this is Andres Campion. I'm back from the breakout room.
All right, just give me one moment, please.
Absolutely.
All right, yes, Andres.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a motion to set bond on an MTR for Jesse Perez, 2017 CR 10708.
Yes.
And the state and myself have agreed to a bond amount of $15,000.
All right, you all need to put that in an email to the court.
I can email you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And when are we setting this motion to revoke?
He's currently in custody in Comal County, and so we would need him transferred over here. Whenever the court would like to set it, I think the allegations in the MTR are going to be, we're going to need some discovery on it. So we got to give Comal a little bit of time to get that cultivated.
Well, here's the question. When is he getting released from Comal County?
Well, he should be whenever the court sets it, he'll be bench warranted over here, or whenever the Comal County Sheriff brings him to bear. He was picked up on the Bexar County warrant in Comal County, and so from what I understand, he is still in Comal County because while the warrant is out of Bexar, I don't believe there was a capias to bring him here.
So we're setting a bond for him, but he's going to remain in custody.
No, he will be able to be bonded out, but I think if I'm correct, the warrant has to be executed or cleared out of Bexar, so he has to be brought over here.
No, I mean, what I'm trying to understand, and the question I'm asking is he in custody in Comal based upon a case out of Comal, or is what is holding him in custody the case in Bexar County?
The case in Bexar County, to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, as soon as I get the email, then we will, I'll sign the motion. And Norma, when can we bring Mr. Perez back for a hearing?
I have to bench warrant him back, correct? Judge? Is that what's?
Well, they're telling me what's holding him on Comal is the warrant here. So if he were to make bond, then he wouldn't be in jail in Comal.
Right, but I think he has to be brought over here to clear the warrant. Since the warrant stems out of Bexar, I think to clear that extradition warrant, he has to be brought over here. Isn't that right?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah. All right.
Makes it easier for my client.
But hey, red tape is red tape.
Right. So we will move as fast as the government will allow.
You want to? Give me 1 second, Judge.
You know what, Norma, just give him 30 days and set it as a contested.
I can do August the 11th, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on August 11th. It's going to be set as a contested. Either it'll be contested or it won't be contested. And from now until then, when your client is released from custody, he needs to report by Zoom weekly to probation. I'm going to add that as a condition of his bond.
Weekly, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
And he can do that by Zoom or in person. And do we know, does he still have the ignition interlock?
He does, Your Honor, from what I was told. He had actually come to our office to retain us on the MTR on the 6th. And we were going to negotiate a friendly surrender once we got the bond set. And he was actually picked up in Comal that evening after he hired us.
Okay. And what's the agreed bond? Because I haven't received it in my email.
15,000, Your Honor.
That's correct. I'm pressing send.
All right, no problem.
And if the court could place me in line to speak with Hunter, I have another case as well.
Okay, sure. All right, what is the case you have to see another prosecutor on?
It's Julian Salazar, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll go back to your previous breakout room, you've been renamed, so they'll see that you're waiting for them.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Monica Guerrero, you have your hand raised.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
They were looking for my client, Adam Gonzalez, and he is there under LG Stylo 6.
Okay. All right, and what is happening with Adam Gonzalez?
Oh, Adam Gonzalez wants a trial, Your Honor.
Okay, just give me one moment. All right, Adam Gonzalez, I need you to unmute, please.
Yes.
All right,
I'm
who's the
unmuted.
prosecutor? Thank you. Who's the prosecutor on this?
Mr. Sanders, I believe.
I had conferred with Marcus Sanders on that, Monica, and that.
And so did I.
Okay.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 0392, State of Texas versus Adam Isaac Gonzalez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Adam Gonzalez.
And are you Adam Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any objections with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, your plea deadline date was set for today. Defense, did you receive an offer from the state?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, you're requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, the court is in receipt of an acknowledgement of discovery that was filed on May 6th. Have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, and Mr. Sanders did supplement by sending me videos.
All right, my understanding is that both parties have had a chance to confer on a trial date. Is that correct, state?
Yes, Judge.
And is that correct, defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And my understanding there is an agreed date. What date is that, state?
October 14th.
Defense, do you have any objections to the trial date of October 14th?
No, Your Honor, that's perfect.
Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any objection to trying your case on October 14th?
No, ma'am, not at this moment.
No, there is no not at this moment. It's either yes
No, I
or no.
don't. No, I don't.
All right, then we will be back on October 14th. Mr. Gonzalez, you will need to appear in the 187th District Court on October 14th at 9 a.m. It's on the 4th floor. The address is 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what date is your court date?
October 14th,
And what time do you need to be in court?
9 a.m.
Mr. Gonzalez, your plea deadline dates have expired. So what that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after today. The court will only accept pleas that are open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, no one conferred with the court coordinator on the trial date. So we are not scheduled for trial on October 14th. It's October 15th. So
Okay.
is there any objections from the defense to October 15th court date?
No, Your Honor.
State any objections to October 15th as the court date?
No objection.
Mr. Gonzalez, any objections to October 15th as a court date?
No, ma'am.
All right, so we will see you then on October 15th at 9 a.m. in the 187th District Court. It is on the 4th floor, 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Gonzalez, when is your court date?
October 15th, 9 a.m.
All right. Then with that, we'll close the record. Everyone is Ms. Guerrero, Ms. States, Mr. Statson, and Mr. Gonzalez, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And Norma, do we have any attorneys for Mr. Hines?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Jocelyn Andrews.
Yes, ma'am.
Jaquin Alexander.
Can you please put me in a breakout room with Mr. Alexander? We have an offer. So I need to convey that to Mr. Alexander and talk about some things about the case before I can tell you how we would like to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 14, Mr. Alexander, if you'll go to breakout room number 14, please.
And if Joe Stenberg could go to the breakout room with my client, I have an offer.
Just give me a moment. Okay. Joe Stenberg, is your client on bond or in custody?
In custody. Gregory Alexander.
All right. Norma, can you see where Gregory Alexander is? Just as soon as we get him, we'll make sure that happens.
Yes, ma'am.
Reuben Garcia.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay,
Nancy.
can I, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You have Nancy Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor, I have met with the prosecutor. We came up with a plea agreement. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to collect all the rest of my fees. I'd like a 30-day reset to see if I can hustle that up. If not, it's on me, not on anybody else. And we're going to plead the case. As I understand the plea bargain, we're going to plead on one case, and we're going to the state's going to dismiss the two new nightmare cases.
Where is Miss Nancy Gonzalez, please? Nancy Gonzalez, where's Nancy Gonzalez?
I'm here, miss. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, you need to unmute.
Yes, I unmuted it.
And you need to show your video.
Okay.
All right, and if everyone could please stop with the screensavers of you with your babies things that's supposed to, I guess, pull on people's heartstrings. So if we could stop doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you driving?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, this is a 2021 case. So I normally give 30-day resets on those settings because this is a first setting. So Norma, can you give a 30-day reset for Miss Nancy Gonzalez?
Oh my God. Oh, it's back.
August 12th.
Okay, Miss Gonzalez, stop playing
Yes,
around
ma'am.
with things.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I couldn't get it to turn around. I'm sorry.
All right, you're coming back on August 12th. If you can't get your video or anything like that working, you'll need to appear in court.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, August 12th is going to be the plea deadline date.
Your Honor, I'm supposed to start a trial on August the 11th. But
All right.
it should be a short trial. This should only be about 3 days.
No, that's fine. Norma, can you put this on August 9th, please?
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine, John. That's
All right,
fine.
we'll see you on August 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you're free to go, ma'am. You're free to leave the room.
All right, Mr. Garcia, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good to see you again.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one. Ephraim Torres.
Yes, Judge, I'm here for Roland Puerta. We need to speak to somebody in CTD.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that name again?
Roland Puerta.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Natasha Torres.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we are just going to be asking for a plea bargain deadline.
Well, here's the thing. Again, that still does the court no good. If I give you a plea bargain deadline date and we come in, I can get it set it at 60 days. I could set it at 90 days. And then on that day, we come in and you say, which any attorney would say, well, my client has immigration issues and we don't know what the immigration attorney wants to do.
Actually, Your Honor, we're going to be proceeding without a report. So whatever the plea bargain deadline is, we will be ready.
All right, so here's the thing. When you say proceeding without a report and he hasn't met an immigration attorney, then what will end up happening is if he ends up getting deported or something happens and he didn't see an immigration attorney, somebody's going to ask for a motion for a new trial, and it's going to be based on the fact that he didn't know his immigration consequences because he did not speak with an immigration attorney. And we're going to be right back here.
It's possible, Your Honor. I'm not going to, that is very possible. I have discussed, or I did discuss that with my client since day one. And unfortunately, I have proceeded with many, I don't know what's going to happen with this case, but I've proceeded with many cases without it. It's just, that's where we're at this time.
No, I mean, that's what's going to happen. And then what that is that's a waste of money with the court system. And that's a waste of time with the court system because we're going to be right back here because he hadn't seen an immigration attorney. So does anyone know when he's going to see his immigration attorney?
Your Honor, it appears that the, and I could explain further, I don't think that he's going to be meeting with the attorney. I think the appointment is going to be reconsidered. So I don't think we're going to withdraw our request, and I can file a motion if the court would like, so that the record is clean. We're not going to be proceeding with an immigration expert.
So who is going to speak? And I don't want to get into attorney-client conversations, but who is going to be speaking to him about his immigration consequences? Because again, we're still going to be right back here because he's not going to knowingly and voluntarily enter into a plea bargain agreement if he doesn't know his immigration consequences. So who's going to be speaking to him about that?
I agree, Your Honor. Mr. Martinez is indigent. I don't believe he's going to be able to hire one. I'm court appointed, which is why I requested. However, in my motion, and I understand there, I personally think this case is a little complicated, which is why I asked for a fee in the motion. However, in the order, the fee was different. So I think that that's where.
What's your,
Are you using Javier Maldonado or not?
I will not be using Mr. Maldonado. And I will not
Right.
be using an immigration expert.
No. I want to see you and a member from the state in a breakout room.
Yes.
Breakout room number 1. Is there a prosecutor who can meet me in number 1? And Ms. Ferguson, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please.
Judge, is it number 1 on the engaging case that?
It's number 1 on, no, it's the number 1 on Carlos Javier Martinez. This is regarding immigration. Could you come to number 1 very quickly, please, Tom or Meredith
Sure.
or Marcus? All right, thank you.
I'll do it, sure.
Yeah, Thomas, the engaging. Yeah, yeah.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Jocelyn Andrews, you're back on Mr. Jaquin Alexander. All right, while she takes care of that, Andres Campion.
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken with Hunter, and it was just about the discovery. So I'm going to drop off this flash drive with the fourth floor.
Okay, all righty. If you don't have anything else with us, then you're excused.
I don't. Thank you very much. You all have a good weekend.
All right, thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Raphael Leal.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have a Manuel Vela, Victor Manuel Vela.
I'm sending you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Hey, this is a pit case, but I know this one.
Thanks.
I indicted him.
Joe Stenberg. We're just still waiting for Mr. Alexander. Just give us a second.
I go to 15 for a few minutes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Jonathan Perez on Brian Pickney.
Hey, Judge, I was conferring with Marcus. I'm just trying to get put back in a breakout room with him.
All right. Let me see where you were.
I think I was in 13.
All right, if you're in 13, you can just go back to 13 and Marcus will meet you there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Efron Torres.
Yes, Judge. I confirmed with Marcus Sanders, Judge, and we have a trial date that we would like to offer.
Did
to
you
the court.
confer with the court coordinator on that trial date?
No, Judge, I have not.
All right, I'm sending you to breakout room. If you go back to breakout room number 2 and the court coordinator will meet you and Marcus there to confirm with the
Judge, we got Norma sent us the new schedule or the updated one.
Okay, just give us a second. If you guys will go to breakout room number 2, please.
Thank you.
You do.
Judge, when you have a second.
All right, yes, I'm back.
Mr. Leal, it was a different case. It's a 701 sex assault case, not theft.
Okay, and who is the attorney on that?
Rafael Leal.
All right. Joe Ray, could you go to breakout room number 11, please? And Mr. Leal, if you'll go back to breakout room number 11, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, everyone, just 1 second.
Roots of me, and I was the one participating in all. I didn't even, she's the one that was fussing, if you could see her. I'm trying to go to school, I ain't tripping. That's how
All right, Richard Langlois, who do you have?
I have Brandy Lehmann, Your Honor.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal. I've talked to Nesbitt on this about a month ago. They put me in a room with him.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. All right, Jonathan Perez.
Hello, Judge. Yeah, I got Brian Pinkney. We're back. I've been confirmed with Marcus. We've got an offer, Judge. This is a case in which we got multiple co-defendants. I know we've had multiple settings, but we are working diligently to try and get this resolved. I just want to kind of refresh the court. Previously, my client had gotten COVID, and then we had a death in the family. So we are working to try and get this thing resolved, Judge. We've got an offer, relaying it to my client. We'll be working diligently. We just asked for one last setting to try and get this thing resolved or go to trial.
All right, have you had all of the discovery in this case?
Yes, Judge, we do. There's plenty of it.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Pinckney, can you recall this in 1 month?
August 12th, Judge.
All right, August 12th is going to be your plea deadline date.
Okay.
After that time, the court will not accept any offers except offers that are open to the court.
Okay, you got it, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jocelyn Andrews?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, what is happening with Mr. Alexander?
Mr. Alexander would like to have a jury trial.
All right, just give me 1 moment. Natasha Torres? Teresa, I'm going to send you to Ms. Double. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The defense attorney is in breakout room number 1.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, have you conferred with the state over a trial date setting, Ms. Andrews?
No, Your Honor, not yet.
All right, let me see where Joe Ray is.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, Joe Ray, if you could go to breakout room number 5 with the court coordinator, and Ms. Andrews, if you could go to breakout room number 5 to confer over a court trial date. Once you get the trial date, come back.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Hines, we have an attorney for you. Hopefully they can zoom in. Just give us a moment. David Woodard.
Judge, if possible, I need to speak with Hunter.
Okay. All right. Let me.
All right.
Oh, there you are, Hunter. All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 9. I'm sorry, number 8. Efron Torres.
I believe you put my attorney in a breakout room, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Judge. Can I say something real quick, Judge?
Who's speaking?
Robert Garcia Jr., my attorney, De La Garza. I don't think he was going to appear in court today because he was on a murder trial. He said that they were supposed to get reset.
Well, we'll see what happens because we
Yes,
haven't
ma'am.
received anything from your attorney. Just give us a moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Judge, if I can be sent with Mr. Bella to a breakout room to discuss the offer?
All right, is your client in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bella, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11. Are you Gregory Alexander in 14B? Raise your hand if you're Gregory Alexander. All right, Joe Stenberg, I'm going to send your client to a breakout room with you. I'll send you to breakout room number 6, Mr. Stenberg. And Mr. Alexander, if you could go to breakout room number 6, please.
Your Honor, could you please put Brandy Lehmann in breakout room 2 with her lawyer?
All right, Mr. Lehmann, Ms. Lehmann, if you go to breakout room number 2, please. Joe Stenberg.
I is here.
All right, your client is waiting for you in number 6. Mr. Alexander,
thank you.
unmute for me. It's the longest bar on the keyboard. Hold it down. Do you see where you can go to a breakout room? Are you able to talk?
Yes. Yes, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you see at the bottom of the box where it says breakout rooms?
Patience.
Oh, it's in my pocket.
There's another Alexander inmate responding to you as well. I don't know.
No, it's 14B.
Okay.
Gregory Alexander, unmute. All righty. Today is Monday. Brendan, you know what I'm amazed by? All of these young people, they can TikTok, Instagram, do all of that. I can't do any of that. But it's clearly at the bottom of the box. Norma, can you get a deputy to help Mr. Gregory Alexander?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to his breakout room. It's number 6. Jocelyn Andrews, are you back?
Yes, ma'am. We
Have
have
you
a date.
conferred on a court date?
Yes, ma'am. August the 6th.
Just one second. Mr. Jaquin Alexander, you need to unmute. Just press the space bar. It's the longest bar on the keyboard.
You have to hold it down.
Doesn't allow you to do that. It don't work. That's why I keep touching the mouse. Stop talking.
We hear you.
All right, he just needs to unmute.
Okay, so yeah, I can hear you now, Judge.
All right, court is
space-
calling 2021 CR 0151.
Yeah, the space bar didn't work, man.
All right, people, we know where we are right now. So the court is calling 2021 CR 0151, State of Texas versus Jaquin Alexander. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Gregory Garcia for the state.
for the defense?
Jocelyn Andrews.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, my understanding, an offer has been tendered by the state. Is that correct?
That is.
Mr. Alexander, it's the court's understanding that you're rejecting that offer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is that you're requesting a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
State defense, have you had a chance to confer on a jury trial date?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what date have you all decided on?
August 6th.
All right, defense, any objection to an August 6th court date?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Alexander, what will happen on August 6th? If you're still in custody, you will be dressed over from the jail and we'll start your jury trial. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after this date. So what that means is you decide to enter a plea, that plea will have to be open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you on August 6th. Norma, can you let them know that Jaquin Alexander can go back? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
He's 14H. All right, Miss Andrews, you are excused.
Thank you, Honor.
You're
And so
welcome.
on August 6th, I report to the 187th courtroom, right?
Yes.
All righty, see you then.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, anyone else back? Will Brooks.
Morning, Judge.
All right, Will Brooks, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there. Thanks for changing your client's name. It's family violence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout
Yes,
room?
Judge, I'm back.
Yes.
Judge, we confer with Norma, confer with the state. We selected August 23rd as the trial date.
Just 1 second.
For plea, and I invite the state to offer.
Where is Roland Huerta?
Exhibit 1, the signed stipulations between the parties with the.
All right, if you want to lower that other screen, Mr. Torres, please.
That's one of attachments.
He's here, Judge.
All right.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Who are the parties on Roland Huerta?
However, I know that you have applied for deferred adjudication.
Oh, we didn't do the spotlight, but thank you, Marcus, for spotlighting yourself.
Set the matter for a sentence. Your attorney's
Judge, and it's just Efrain Torres and Ricardo Ramos for Roland Huerta.
Thank you.
Mr. Alvarez, stay on. You're going to speak with the probation officer.
Okay.
Send me a date later on, or you want to? No, I just sent it. You check your email.
All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 11721, State of Texas versus Roland Huerta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Efrain Torres.
And are you Roland Huerta?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the, well, we're just proceeding by video. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state,
No objection.
defense?
No objections.
Mr. Huerta, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, it's my, you need to cut off the image.
I had
Thank
an incoming call. I just declined it.
All right, no problem. All right, my understanding, defense, is that the state has tendered an offer. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that offer being rejected, Mr. Huerta?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's my understanding you're requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state defense, have you had a chance to confer on a jury trial date?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what date have you all decided on?
August 23rd.
All right, state, any objections to August 23rd as a jury trial date?
No, Judge.
Defense, any objection to August 23rd as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Huerta, your jury trial date will be August 23rd. Do you have any objection to that date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you on August 23rd at 9 a.m. in the 187th District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what date is your court date?
August 23rd, 9 a.m. sharp.
All right, thank you. You
Thank
and
you.
your attorney are excused. And I'm sorry, before we go off the record, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Then you're both excused.
Thank you.
I know people.
Mr. Hines?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, your attorney that's going to be appointed to you is going to be Bill Simmons. Norma, can we recall Mr. Hines for later this week so we can make sure he meets his attorney?
Excuse me, ma'am, may I speak?
If it's about your case, no. You
It's
probably
not
need to
about my
speak-
case, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, you said that you did not suggest me going pro se because I am
Nope,
not an
I did
attorney.
not make any suggestions. What I told you were the issues with pro se.
Okay,
But whether or not you want to represent yourself is completely up to you. But I can tell you this,
Yes,
we're not
ma'am.
going to start with you representing yourself. Then halfway through, you're like, oops, I got it in over my head. So we're coming back. Bill Simmons is going to be here. Norma, what date are we coming back?
We can come back to either tomorrow, Judge, or I can bring it back Monday.
All right, let's bring him back on Monday to make sure Mr. Simmons has ample time to make it here. So we'll see you back on July 12th, Mr. Hines.
okay, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Raphael Leal, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. I confirmed with my client, and we probably need a jury trial setting. I have a couple of ex parte motions, Judge, that I'd like to talk to you about.
No, here's the thing. Were we here for a jury trial? Was it scheduled for jury trial yesterday?
I'm not certain, Judge.
Well, I'm going to pull it up and see. All right, have you talked to the state about a jury trial date?
No, ma'am. I confirmed with the state about an offer, and I conveyed that offer to my client. But I can go back and talk to them about it.
Well, is your client a citizen or no?
He's a resident, Judge.
All right, have you spoken, has he spoken to an immigration attorney? Are you going to be the immigration attorney for him?
I am not an immigration attorney, Judge. I just happen to know enough to get in trouble, and I have already conveyed that information to him. But I mean, he can have it will be helpful to also talk to an immigration attorney. That is not going to hurt.
Okay. What I'm having a hard time understanding is this case has been going on since 2020. Nobody's speaking to an immigration attorney on a sexual assault of a child case. I don't understand that. Plea deadlines have passed, and now I'm being asked for experts. I don't understand that. So, who's the prosecutor you're working with? Mr. Leal.
Joe Ray Garcia, Judge.
Hi, Judge. I'm back in.
All right, Joe Ray, Mr. Leal is saying that Mr. Vela, and he's the person, let me see if he's even on Zoom. If he's in a breakout room. Norma, on Raphael Leal's client, can we recall him for Friday? And on Friday, we'll need a Spanish interpreter. And if you could have the Spanish interpreter here at the very beginning, and we'll take his case up first.
Can you give me one moment, Judge?
Sure. Mr. Leal,
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to recall your case for Monday. And we'll have a Spanish interpreter here. And
Judge.
whatever motions you
Judge,
want the court to hear. Yes.
I have a capital murder trial setting Monday. So I'm not gonna be available on that date.
Okay, so here's my question. Where were you yesterday? Because this was set on the docket yesterday. And your client was here in custody that we had brought down yesterday.
And
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I show on my docketing sheet that this case was set on June 7th, and it was recalled for July 7th, which was yesterday. So my question is, where were you yesterday?
I was connected to the Zoom, Judge, and the court never got to me.
No, you came in on Zoom, and you came in on Zoom at like 12 o'clock. I don't know why people think that the court is not due a break. Like everyone on here has to have a lunch break. Brenda has to have a lunch break. We're not running some kind of labor shop where nobody gets a lunch break. And people can't Zoom in at 12 and expect the court to Zoom you in at 12 to keep everyone here who's been here since 9 a.m. at 12. Like they deserve a lunch break. And then for you not to appear in a timely manner from yesterday and then tell me all these other places you have to be on Monday, that's an issue. So my question is, are you in a capital murder? Is a capital murder trial starting on Monday?
Judge, we're gonna have motions on that Monday. The scheduled date is the following Monday on July 19. Okay.
Which court is this?
This is in Hayes County, 453 District Court.
All right, Norma, have Mr. Raphael Leal and his client come back to this afternoon. Can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you back at 2.
Thank you.
And we'll need a Spanish interpreter, Norma.
Yes, ma'am.
Will Brooks.
Hi, Judge. I'm back from conferring, and if I may, I just need to talk to my client, Mr. Ruiz. He is in custody.
All right, Mr. Ruiz, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
And Judge, can you put me in a breakout room with Marcus, please?
All right, Marcus, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please. All right, Natasha and Teresa Coles Davila, if y'all could see you both in a breakout room number 4, please.
Yes, Judge.
And Meredith, could you join me in breakout room number 4, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment.
Gabby for the 399. Guys, just get you off from this one, okay?
What line is she? One?
She wants you to go to the computer.
Gabby?
She already hung up.
Oh, okay. Who's on this line then? Oh.
All right. Vanessa Garza.
Yes.
Vanessa Garza. We're going to
Yes.
recall your case. Your case is going to be recalled for August 12th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're excused.
Thank
Robert
you, ma'am.
Garcia. Robert Garcia.
Yes, Judge.
All right, your case is going to be recalled for August 12th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused. Pete Diaz. Pete Diaz.
Hello.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Diaz, your case is being recalled for August 12th. You're excused.
Oh.
Carlos Javier Martinez. I see him.
I'm here.
All right, your case is being recalled for August 12th.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you. I'm done.
All right, thank you, Miss Torres. You're excused. All right, and Ms. Coles-Doublet, thank you for zooming in on short notice. You're excused. No. All right, Will Burks.
Hi, Judge.
Hi.
My client has rejected the offer to him.
Okay. Did you have a chance to confer with the state?
I did, Judge. I talked to JR.
All right. And did you all confer on let me see where we are on this. Have you received all the discovery?
I have, to the best of my knowledge to this point, Judge, and I have some motions on file, but they're nothing that can't be addressed prior to trial. They're things like witness list and 404B.
All right. Did the state make you the offer today?
It's the same offer we had last time, Judge.
All right. Let me see where, Mr. Brooks, can you go to number 3 and have Mr. Ruiz come out of breakout room number 3, please?
Oh, I can do that, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, I'm back. This is Elena.
Yes. So the engage in organized crime cases have been reset for August 12th. And counsel will have a chance to have her client speak to an immigration attorney.
That's on. Did you reset the other 3 lawyers' cases?
Yes.
Did you see any of the other 3 lawyers?
No, I will tell you the other attorneys are in some sort of capital case.
Bobby Gebbia?
No, Daniel De La Garza is in a capital case. Joel Perez is in a capital case. Bobby Gebbia is not in a capital case, but my understanding that these cases are all tied together. And that no one is going to want to do anything separately.
Oh, that's incorrect. Hoel's already reached out to me to try and plead his client out.
Oh, well, awesome.
So and then Natasha isn't waiting on any other lawyer or defendant. So she's.
No, Natasha is waiting on her client to speak with an immigration attorney.
Right. I was responding to your comment that all the defendants want to do this thing together. Now that may be true about Daniel, Bobby, but I know that Hoel's reached out separately and Natasha has as well. So
okay, awesome.
What do you need from me? What is August 12th going to be as far as
August 12th is for Natasha's client. They're either going to accept the plea or it's going to be a jury trial. That's what that date is.
So is that what you're calling a plea deadline in your court?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other co-defendants who did not appear today, their lawyers, Hoel and Daniel, are they also reset to August 12th?
12th, yes. All of them are reset for August 12th.
Are all of them plea deadlines?
Yes.
Okay. And what about Bobby Gebbia?
He's coming back on August 12th.
Has he ever appeared on his client?
Oh yeah, Bobby Gebbia has appeared before.
Okay. Can I get them to appear when I'm here? I mean,
yes.
None of them appeared today and none of them signed their discovery acknowledgements.
Yes, you can get them to appear when you are here. We will make that happen.
Without it being a plea deadline. That's I kind of like to confer with defense counsel before we.
I realize that you came in new, but they've already had other dates. You know, Brenda, it reminds me of that time I was in Paris and I was witnessing a jury trial. And I felt some kind of way about it because I was like, shouldn't the defendant have more time than what they're giving him? And you know what the attorney and judge who was showing us around said? They're like, oh, that guy's had like 5, what you would call in the United States. He's had like 5 mini trials already. So this is it. So even though you've not been here, Ms. Altus, they've had like 5 mini trials before we even get to this point.
That is not what the former prosecutor told me. So
who was the former prosecutor?
Dawn McCraw. So so you only had the March 30th on your list of dates. So
let me tell you,
June or July. She didn't appear.
We've been here March 30th, May 4th, June 7th, and now we're here again.
Okay, Dawn was not here on June 7th. Freddie filled in that day. So
there we go.
So May 4th, maybe.
So there we go. Well, I will tell you what's in my document sheet.
All right. It's hard for me to get some people to respond without the court's assistance. So.
Oh, you want Bobby to come in?
I do. Yes.
All right, then he will come in and you will get a chance to speak with him today.
Great.
He has a vacation letter, Judge. He won't be here till Monday.
There we go. He has a vacation letter. If you want to see him off docket, you can.
No, I'd like to have him recalled since he wasn't available today. That's what I'd like.
Yep. You know what my mom always says? Everybody likes certain things, but guess what?
Come now.
Yeah. You know what my mom says? And well, at least not what my mom would say. You know what my grandmother would say, Brenna? When people would try to make selections like she was cooking it and you were at a restaurant, she's like, you get what you get. Now, if you don't want to eat it, then don't eat it. But this
I'm
is
not
what's
at
being
your
served.
mom's kitchen table.
Yeah, you are. That's where you are.
Defense attorneys
so what I'm telling you,
show up.
Elena, what I'm telling you is it's set for August 12th. Those are plea deadline dates.
Okay.
Period.
All right.
Now, if you want salad or steak or seafood, you're going to have to go to a restaurant.
I want to go to Paris with you.
Hey, I don't allow a few people to travel with me.
All right. You have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Will Brooks.
Judge, my client should be in the main meeting now.
All right, Mr. Ruiz. What is he wants a jury trial? Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge. We have an ancillary issue too, and I'm not sure how the court wants to address it, but it's just a motion for bond reduction.
All right. Have you spoken to anyone about the bond reduction? Do we need to have a hearing on that?
I talked to JR and he's in opposition to the bond being reduced. I don't know if he's prepared for a hearing today, but whenever it would be convenient.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Ruiz, can we set this for a hearing on his bond reduction motion?
Before I receive that paper, as opposed to when I hit the 6
Yes,
months,
ma'am.
it's supposed to release.
I can do it Monday.
All right, we can come back on the 12th.
That should work for me, Judge.
All right, we'll see you then, and then at that time, we'll let him know what jury trial date he will have.
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, thank you. Norma, can you let them know 17D can go back, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Bill
May I be
Simmons?
excused?
Yes, you're excused, Ms. Brooks. Thanks.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, do you know if they can bring Mr. Hines back down or no?
I'm sorry, Judge?
Do you know if they can bring Mr. Hines back down or no?
Mr. Hines, let me check. Give me 1 second.
Thank you very much. And Your Honor, I am at the courthouse. I don't know if that makes things any easier, Judge.
Oh, no, we'll just see if we can get him back. Norma, can we call him maybe this afternoon?
They're gonna bring you back right now, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Simmons, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room
Yes, Your
so that the prosecutors can speak
Okay,
to you
Judge.
and give you a slight update on Mr. Hines.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Simmons, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3.
Mark used to do like email tone in that case. Here, that's
Ooh.
David Woodard?
Judge, on Alonzo Brown, Hunter has extended me an offer. My client has until tomorrow to accept that offer, so I've told him to contact me this evening to let me know if he's going to accept that offer or not, so we can get him on the docket tomorrow if he does.
All right, Norma, I know we have a big docket tomorrow. Are you able to put Alonzo Brown on there though for a potential plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll recall it for tomorrow then.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Well, I also, Judge, I have another person to visit with, Reuben Garcia. I need to speak with someone from CTD on his case. And I also have a Mr. Jackson with family violence.
All right, David Woodard, if you will go to number 7. Well, I mean, if you'll go to back to number 8, and if you could let your client know, Mr. Brown, he's excused until tomorrow. And then the prosecutor meet Mr. Woodard back in that room, please.
So you want me to stay in room 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Howdy, y'all.
Hello. Yes.
My client has been extended an offer. He wants me to do something. Could we have a reset, please?
Just 1 second. All right, who's your client? Gregory Alexander?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why is this case so old? What's going on?
His grandmother, I can't recall if she was really sick or she had died, but she eventually did die in Chicago. He took a bus to go to Chicago and then didn't have the resources to get a bus back.
No one is available to take your call.
Mr. Hines? I'm going to send you to a breakout room in just a moment with your attorney. Just give us a moment. So, Mr. Alexander, is he in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you go to breakout room number 6 and bring him back to the main room, please?
Oh, I told him to come back to the main room. Okay, let me see.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, did Mr. Otero finish with his client? Because he seems like he's in a breakout room by himself.
What's his client's name?
Redden?
Yes, he's done with Redding.
Okay, thank you.
Why do I see stars and hearts above your head?
Mm-hmm. All right, Gregory Alexander. Can you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
All right, so this is an old case. We're going to come back. How long will it take you to provide whatever information you need to provide for your client, Mr. Stenberg?
Three to 4 weeks.
All right, Norma, on Gregory Alexander, can we call him back in a month?
August 12th, Judge.
All right, we're going to call him back. Mr. Alexander, we're going to call you back for August 12th. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, can you let them know 14B can go back? Mr. Stenberg, as always, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Well, I like your sports car look.
Sports car look. Okay, thank you, Mr. Stenberg. You know what? When you find some Crown Cola, let us know. Because they don't make RCs the way they used to.
Well, they don't make anything the way they used to, but thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a good one. All right, and Norma, we need Alfonso Cabanas here.
He's in federal trial, Judge. It's going to get recalled for next Wednesday.
Okay. Yes. Hello. Okay. All right, everyone, we're going to be taking our break at noon, unless there's something ready. All right, and David, you're back.
I'm back, Judge. Marcus gave me an offer. I'd like to know if you can give us a plea deadline on that offer. And
Okay.
this is on Reuben Garcia.
All right, and is Reuben Garcia on in custody or no?
He's in custody, Judge.
All right, I don't see him. Can you go back to breakout room number 8 and have him leave number 8 for me, please? All right, Mr. Garcia, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, the court's understanding that an offer has been tendered and you need some time to think about it. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, David, how much time do you need?
Judge, can you put us on the August 12th setting that you've been given most attorneys? I don't know if that docket is already filled up or not.
All right, Norma, is August 12th okay to bring Mr. Garcia back?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
All right, Mr. Garcia, is August 12th enough time for you to think on the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Garcia, August 12th is going to be your plea deadline day. What that means is that the court is not going to accept any plea bargain agreements after that date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about the process at all?
No, ma'am, I don't. I just, can I talk to my lawyer about a bond reduction?
All right, but I can tell you, we're not going to hear that today. What that, if a bond reduction is filed, your attorney will file it and he'll set it for a different day, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Mr. Woodard, do you need to speak with Mr. Garcia?
No, Reuben, I'll take care of it for you, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that 17B can go back?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Garcia.
You too, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then, Judge, I have one more client I need to talk to David Martin about, and that's Jaquin Jackson.
All right, David's not here, but Joe Ray is here. Joe Ray, can you talk to David Woodard about that case?
Yes, Judge. Actually, it's if they look at the notes in JD, it's a CTD case.
Okay. All right, could somebody from Criminal Trial Division go to a breakout room with David Woodard? David, I'm gonna put you in breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, what is happening with Brandy Lehmann? Does anybody know? Where's Richard Langlois?
Your Honor, he's taking a plea in the 399th. We can recall it for this afternoon.
Okay, all right, thank you. Norma, can we recall this afternoon on
Yes,
Lehman?
Yes.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
it'll be 2 o'clock.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Hey, Joey, can you go to room 4?
Judge, when you get a moment, can I see you in a breakout room, please?
Yes, I'll see you in breakout room number 1.
Okay.
All right, David Woodard.
Judge, I'm back on Jaquin Jackson. I've received an offer from Mr. Garcia. I'd like to know, Judge, if you can give us a plea deadline on that case also. And I know from listening to Docket, it seems like August 12th is filling up. If you have anything on August 12th or later, that would be fine.
Well, if you're going to, here's the thing, Mr. Jackson,
Yes, ma'am.
I show that you've already had a plea deadline setting date. So I'm going to bring you back in 3 weeks. You can either accept the plea offer or not. That's completely up to you, but there will be no further extensions of plea deadline dates. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, on Jaquin Ray Jackson, can I get a 3-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me just 1 second. We can come back on the 27th, the 26th or the 27th.
All right, 26th or 27th.
Let's do that Tuesday, which is the 27th, Norma.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you back on July 27th, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Norma,
You
can you
do,
let
sir.
them know? Thank you. Norma, can you let them know that 17C can go back?
And Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Wait, 17C can go back. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, and I'm going to close the breakout rooms right now. And everyone, we're going to stop live stream and we'll come back at 2 p.m. So everyone have a great breakfast or a great lunch, great dinner.